Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Demi and let's hop right into the reading. So Spirit want me to share with you that I've been on this journey, this spiritual path now for 15 years, and only now am I seeing the fruits of my labor. Only now am I realizing that I have become that future self that I had a vision of, who was wearing this beautiful green dress and she was standing by this really tall beautiful ancestral tree. Only now have I become that future self, and I call her the woman in the green dress. So now I am merging with the woman in the green dress with more of my higher self. And they want me to share that with you guys because you guys could have been on this long journey. Maybe you as well have been on this journey for 15 years, and only now are you starting to see like your internal and your external reality shift. But I was being shown a bridge by Spirit, right? And some people at the beginning of the bridge, some people are in the middle of the bridge, and some people are towards the end of the bridge. And those of you who are towards the end of the bridge, you don't necessarily need to be hearing anything like from Spirit right now, because you're just charging. You're realizing, you're seeing you're at the end of the bridge. You see the light at the end of the tunnel. You're like, let's fucking go. And you're like running like Bolt. You know, when people do a marathon or they do a cross country, you know, those kinds of races where they're doing quite a few laps, right? And in the beginning, like the first, second, third lap, they're just taking their time, they're pacing it. And when it comes up to like the second to last lap and then the last lap, they're like, right, let's go. It's like that. You've got your momentum going. So I feel like this reading is more so for people who are beginning and who are at the middle of the bridge, because I'm being shown people who are in the middle of the bridge, right? And you're kind of stopping and you're looking back, you're seeing how far you've come, but you're like, oh, because you're looking this way as well. You're looking ahead, you're looking to the future, I'm hearing, and you're looking the forward motion, the ascension, and you're seeing how much further you have to go ahead. You're like, oh, like, what should I do? And you're kind of putting your foot this way, and you're also putting your foot this way. You're like, should I go back or should I go this way? And then most of you are like, nah, I've come too far, I'm going this way, and Spirit are wanting you all to like turn your head and focus on the ascension, focus on the future, because you will get there. It may take you longer than you expected, and it can be, I'm hearing, long and winding. It can be very, very long and winding. I mean, my journey was, and it's very, very lonely at times. I won't lie to you, very, very lonely, particularly when you're that black sheep and you're the generational curse breaker, because you're carrying more of the burden from your bloodlines that other people may not be carrying. They may not be ready to unpack all of their crap yet. I felt choked up, like I couldn't speak, or like something didn't want me to speak. So a lot of you could be doing work on your throat chakra, and maybe you just feel very, very alone when it comes to your family, and that necessarily people weren't necessarily there for you, or they didn't understand you. It's just because they don't have this vision yet. They don't have this perspective yet. Maybe they don't see the point in doing all of this inner work. Maybe they think it's all woo-woo, right? So a lot of you, I felt like you've been doing a lot of work on speaking your truth, on stepping into your truth, into your authenticity and yourself that was kind of buried. So I'm seeing somebody unearth themselves. So you guys have been unearthing yourself, and you've truly come home to who you really are, and who you often felt like you had to hide in order to fit in and be accepted by society, by your family, by colleagues, by friends. It's like you were a ghost of yourself at some points, and now you're realizing when you look back just how far you've actually come, and you're seeing your transformation. Some of you could have your transformation on like video, or maybe you're just looking back at old photos and you're like, who is this? When you're looking at like your selfies and who you are now, because you literally look like a different person, because you are a different person. You shredded all of that energetic weight and that spiritual weight, and you've become, and you've morphed into a different person. I'm staring at the butterfly I have on my top here. It also says infinite. The first card we have here is the King of Pentacles. Wealth stays with us a little moment, if at all. Only our characters are steadfast, not our gold. Exactly that. And it's like your personality and your spiritual blueprint, I'm hearing, are both in grace. So your human self and your soul are both in grace. You choose to walk that path of grace, the path of the heart, the path of Christ consciousness. I'm hearing kind. So a lot of you are very, very kind, and often other people would look at you and take this kindness as a weakness, or maybe they thought you were a bit of a doormat and they could always like push you down. I'm hearing a lot of you didn't believe that you were a main character. Like that thought never crossed your mind in the past. You never thought that you were supposed to be a main character. You just thought you were supposed to be there on the sidelines, or as a third wheel, as the extra in the movie. When people needed you, they would call on you. Spirit is saying it's okay. We get things wrong. We get things wrong as human beings, and you got that wrong. You're supposed to be a main character. You're supposed to shine and be the star of your movie. And this is what you're doing now, which is why you have the King of Pentacles. So a lot of you could be really working on your finances. Maybe you were born into poverty. Maybe you didn't come from much. I'm hearing rags to riches. So a lot of you are going to have that transformation of rags to riches. Again, I'm seeing like it's being recorded. So maybe you document this. Maybe there'll be a documentary made on your life, or even just people asking you to go on their podcast when you become like well known in what you do. Maybe some of you are like psychics as well. You could be healers. But I'm being shown loads of different crafts. We have the Four of Pentacles. Ordinary riches can be stolen, real riches cannot. In your soul are infinitely precious things that cannot be taken from you. Exactly that. That's by Oscar Wilde. I feel like somebody asked who's that quote by. Or maybe you've heard it before. Oscar Wilde is coming through. Maybe that name is significant to you. But look at this card here. So it's a mother and it's a little girl, and it looks like they're looking for a book, the pages of a book. But this is the thing, you're turning the pages now and you're starting a brand new chapter. And this brand new chapter, you will be the star. It's your time to shine, I'm hearing. But again, this is that confirmation that a lot of you could have come from financial backgrounds where you struggled. I'm also hearing orphan. So maybe you kind of carried that orphan energy where you felt like you were invisible. And maybe you felt like you weren't deserving of money. I'm hearing money doesn't grow on trees. So that could have been said to you as a child. Money doesn't grow on trees. And maybe you felt like money was something that was very, very hard to get. Like only the rich and famous have access to this kind of money. And when you're going through this healing, this journey work, you're realizing that actually money isn't all that. When you're having this realization that money isn't all that, obviously we need it in this world because it's a commodity that we use. But they're saying that you're looking at it as to the point that it isn't everything. It isn't the end and be all. It isn't everything. That human life matters more than money. But it's like you're having this switch of perspective when it comes to money. It's like you've tapped into the money matrix and now money's going to be flowing into you. So it's kind of like, I'm hearing ironic. It's ironic, this like perception shift you've had. What else, Spirit? It's like when you're chasing something, it runs away from you. And when you stop and you pour into yourself, you come back into your own energy. This is when you become a magnet. And things, it's not like things start chasing you, but they come into alignment with you. They want to be around this energy because you love yourself. You have that self-worth, that self-belief. And you know that you are deserving. Once you step up into that you know you are deserving, this is when you just start pulling things in to your web, to your money matrix, I'm hearing. What else, Spirit, do the collective need to hear right now? Can I get a few more cards, please, from this deck? You will be wearing your ball gown, I'm hearing. As I'm staring at the King of Pentacles, you will be wearing your ball gown. Just keep going. Keep going along that bridge. Don't look back. Stop looking back. Because some of you, you keep stopping and you're like, is it too late to turn back? Spirit like, yes. You turn your head. It's like they're turning your head for you. So your spiritual core and your ancestors, when you're turning back and you're trying to look back at the past, they're like, nope. And they're like putting you back on that tunnel vision and getting you to go this way. The way of ascension. That is the right way. We have the star here. If thou follow thy star, thou canst not fail of a glorious heaven. I'm having a song come through Beyonce. Sorry, that's why I just paused. It's like I could hear this song. But it was like it was coming in faintly and it was coming up. And I'm like, what is that? Like, Spirit, turn it up. I can't hear it properly. It's Beyonce. And it's like, find your way back. Big, big world, but you got it, baby. Find your way back. I think that's the lyrics. But that's what's coming through that song. But you guys are that star. You're always supposed to be that star. You're always supposed to shine. Whether you're shining with the sun's light, whether you're shining with the moon's light, you hold both a light and both illuminations. And you're supposed to shine bright to the point that you're blinding people who've believed or actually expressed to you that you would never amount to anything. I'm hearing fuck him. Fuck him. And now I'm seeing Nicki Minaj. And that Nicki Minaj energy, it doesn't matter like what you think about or what you think about these celebrities. When they're bringing them up, they're talking about the energy or the music, the artistry. Because you guys are supposed to be artists as well. And whatever industry that you are, that you have these gifts and talents within. Maybe some of you are within the music industry. Some of you could be painters. Because I feel like with the artwork, it's like someone is saying, oh, I like that picture. I love that picture. So maybe you collect art. Because I'm seeing in someone's house, you've got like artwork stacked against the walls. Maybe you collect art or you work for somebody who collects art. You could have cleaned houses at some point for somebody that collected like very expensive art. And you were just always admiring it. And they're saying one day that will be you. The day you least expect it, everything's going to shift like that. And it appears to like the outside world, to other people, like it just happened like that, or you just got lucky, when really you've been on this journey for a long time. You've been on this bridge for a long time, and it's been a lot. You've poured your blood, sweat and tears into yourself and into your healing, into your letting go and into your surrender, I'm hearing. What else, Spirit? Can I get one more card for the collective? This one. We have 8 of Wands. Nothing ever is, but all things are becoming. All things are the offspring of flux and motion. Exactly that. So you need to keep moving. I'm seeing this as you guys when you're stopping on the bridge. And when you stop on the bridge, this is when all this smoke and mirrors can happen. This is when the illusion can happen because you stop moving and you stop the momentum. And this is where you can get psychically attacked. So you want to keep going, keep moving, keep going. Even if you're like not even crawling, even if you have to like drag yourself along, Spirit are saying keep moving, and they're right there with you. Sometimes I feel like your ancestors are giving you a bit of a kick and they're pushing you. They're pushing you further along this bridge. But once you get to a certain part in the bridge, it's like 3/4 of the way. Everything's just going to move very, very fast. And this is what I found, like in the last few years. I've been on this journey for 15 years, but in the last few years, this is when these internal shifts become very, very apparent and they've come shining through. Like Spirit were asking me to start this YouTube channel 2 years prior to me doing that. But I didn't listen to my intuition. I didn't take heed. I was still kind of trapped in that fear, or had that self-doubt and didn't believe in myself. So when your spiritual court, when the Most High is asking you to do something, it's because you're ready. And it's human beings who often then feel like, oh no, I can't do that, I'm not ready. And then this is where you self-sabotage. So they want you to stop self-sabotaging. When they're saying you're ready to do something and they're putting something in your vibrational alignment, it means you're now aligned to do it. So don't put something off, particularly not for 2 years like I did. Because then you could have been further ahead, you know. But you don't want, again, that's kind of like that looking back in the shoulda, woulda, coulda. What else, Spirit? And they keep, it's like they're wanting to turn my head to face this way, to face forward, to face the ascension. What else, Spirit? You could have people around you, whether it's family, friends, colleagues, just society, is trying to keep you stuck, trying to keep you in this energy or kind of pull you back. I feel like this is what the psychic attack could be, like you hearing other people's thoughts and opinions where they're focusing on you because they can see that you're destined for greater, and they can see you're moving on up, and maybe you're leveling up at a faster pace than them. Or maybe they were just so used to you being around and being that extra character in their life that when you become that main character, it means obviously that you're going to leave, that you won't be around, that you won't be accessible as much because you're going to have your own life and your own things going on. What else, Spirit? Can I get a few cards? Thank you. We have the Sun. Open your heart to the enormous growth ahead. Exactly that. This is you guys. You are the sun. You're the sunflower. You have this beautiful light, this beautiful warm energy. I feel like a lot of you have been through a lot of crap in life and you've seen a lot of evil. You've known a lot of evil people. You've been through a lot of experiences that you've really had to... I'm hearing like the strength of a mustard seed, where you really had to have the strength and courage to face it. So some of you could have been through abuse where you kind of like repressed it or put it in this door on the back of your mind and put an X like do not enter, and then you find you had the strength to face it and open that door and unpack what had happened to you in this life or past lives. I'm getting there was a lot to unpack as well from past lives. But it's like other people have always seen this light and this sun about you, which is obviously why they want you around. And for a lot of people, it'll be people who actually love you, and they do want you to, deep down, they want you to be doing better for yourself, but they don't want to lose you. And then this is where they project, and this is where they kind of cling on and are kind of wanting you to stay stuck. But either way, you need to be rebuking those kinds of energies. What else, Spirit? I just keep hearing you're meant to be the star, you are meant to be the star. Some of you could be in your 30s as well, because they're bringing up my birthday. My birthday's on the 22nd of March. And now my cousin's birthday is coming through. So my cousin, she passed away a few years ago now, but her birthday is on the 22nd of October. So obviously 22 is very significant. Maybe some of you were born on 22, but I'm saying that I'm looking at this card that's just come out. It's angel. Your angels are guiding and protecting you in your spiritual journey. It's a 2. So you could be seeing repeating 2s everywhere. But obviously 22 is a master number. So you are on that way to self-mastery. You are mastering yourself. And it's like you're being handed a key. Your ancestors are handing you this key. And this key hasn't been handed to an ancestor within your bloodline, within your lineage for eons. And they're now handing you this key, and they're so proud. It's like every ancestor that was in your bloodline on both sides, they're all huddled around and they're eager for you to take this key now. And this key is gold. And I'm staring at all the specks around this angel. So you are becoming that earth angel. You will be that earth angel. You will be helping people. You will be of service. Because this is the thing. A lot of you, you've been through all of this horrific crap. And all you want to do is help other people. All you want to do is be in the service. And that just shows how much of a big heart and the kind of genuine human being that you are. I'm hearing you're rooted in your humanness. You are rooted in your humanness. You should be surprised the amount of people who are on this spiritual journey, but they do a lot of spiritual bypassing. Obviously, that's for them to unpack along their journey. But you are very, very rooted in what it is to be a human. And you are very, very protected. So you do have your guardian angels around you. And a lot of these guardian angels are also very rooted because they're your ancestors. So obviously like our ancestors, and then different like light beings who are part of our spiritual core, and then the archangels, they all carry a different energy. You have very, very powerful ancestors who are acting as archangels, and these ancestors have been continuing doing the work when they passed over on the other side. I'm hearing they saw the error of their ways after they passed over. They saw the error of their ways, so they've been growing, evolving on the other side, and they've been assisting you. This one, we have fire. Let go of emotional upheaval and embrace the renewal of the present. Exactly that. You've been doing a lot of letting go and a lot of surrendering. Some of you guys could have done this. You could have had a bonfire of all of your old crap. Maybe like I'm seeing old clothes, but I'm also seeing like a lot of photos and letters. Maybe this is from a person, a romantic partner that maybe stabbed you in the back and betrayed you. Could also be, I'm hearing parents as well. Some of you could be estranged from your parents, like cut your parents off because of how they failed you, or any abuse that you had to endure during your childhood. But I'm seeing you guys just, it's like you're also writing things down. So maybe you're writing down your fears and these blocks and self-sabotage that have held you back in life, and you're throwing it into the fire and you're burning it all. She could be doing this kind of ritual. And saying that, they asked me to get this book for this reading here. So it's called Witch. It is by Lisa Lister, but it says unleashed, untamed, unapologetic. And this is you guys. You could have been called quite witchy like throughout your life, but they asked me to intuitively open it to this page. It's 160. So that number could also be significant angel number for you guys. But it was to this passage here where it says make an offering. And it says here, an offering is a gift of thanks and recognition to both the land you're standing on and the space in which you're hosting your circle. And then it also says here, asking to be present in your circle and support you in bringing your attention into manifestation. And they say the offering can be a song, a poem, a dance, a piece of food. It can be an item. You can place it on the altar or offer it to the land. If it's a song or a dance, offer it up whenever it feels good for you. So you guys could be doing rituals like ancestor veneration, or you could be doing rituals to Mother Earth. Maybe you like bury things as part of your rituals of letting go. You could bury old objects. And do you know what I'm seeing now? I'm seeing, I forget what it's called. You know when you put all of different things from your generation, from your age, from your time, and you put them into like a little capsule, and then you dig a hole and then you bury it in your garden. Me and my brother did this, and I think we put like a Tamagotchi in there. The Tamagotchi is coming through. You guys could have played with this when you were kids. We put that in there. We put loads of different like little toys in there, and then we buried it in the garden. But we dug it up like a few months later. But you're supposed to leave it there, and then you're supposed to dig it up in another generation. I forget what it's called, but that is coming through. And there's also a movie now that includes that. And these school kids, they did like loads of drawings and loads of different images, and they put it in time capsule thing. A time capsule, that's what it was called. They put it into this, and then they cemented it into the ground, and then they lifted it back up like many years later. Like I think it was a few decades or a few generations later. And then one of the pictures wasn't a picture, it was just loads of different numbers. It was loads of different dates. Which it was like the ancestor, the little girl, was one of her ancestors, I feel like, who put loads of these different dates. Well, it was some sort of connection to her, and that ends up saving her life, and she gets picked to be like a chosen one when the world is ending. There's a huge flare that that wipes out the world. What is this film called? The Knowing? The Knowing, that film. That's coming to mind. Maybe some of you guys recently watched that movie. That's coming to mind. But this is that confirmation that you are God's anointed one. You are chosen. Which is why your bridge has been a bit longer, and it's been more winding. It has more ups and downs, because you had a lot more like wisdom that you needed to learn and take on, and then more discernment that you needed to build up. Because often when you are God's frontliner, you need to take on things before other people around you, before the collective, before your family, before the society around you, your neighborhood, before your colleagues, before your friends, because you're that one person who shows the way. You're the example to lead. You may have often found that you're someone who will know when other people around you are going through things, and you'll kind of reach out to them, and maybe you're feeling a bit down about that nobody kind of does that with you, and they're saying it's because you're that person who's supposed to be here to be holding that space. But when you move further along the bridge, more of your soul tribes are going to be coming in, because you're going to be aligning to them. You're going to meet them on the way, and these people are going to be very, very similar to you. And if you are ever like, you know, when you're having those like days where you're feeling a bit low, maybe you cried it out, you had a big cry, these people will be reaching out to you being like, oh, like I had a vision about you, I had a dream about you, are you okay? Just checking in. So you will be meeting more people like you. And we have here crystal skull wisdom, clarity, divine healing, high vibrational energy. Exactly that. You have a lot of wisdom, a lot of gems and jewels within yourself that you've been like unearthing. It's like, you know, when people are like looking for diamonds or looking for gold and they're sifting through the crap. It's like you guys had to do that within yourself. And now you're throwing out all of this debris. What else, Spirit, for the collective? Can I get one more card from this deck, please? One more card from this deck. You guys could be seeing orbs everywhere. Maybe you're noticing that the further along you get on your journey, the more when you take photos, there's like strange orbs within your photos. For a lot of you, these orbs could be blue. I'm also getting purple and I'm getting gold. Also like pure white light, like on this card here. This is all of your ancestors and your guardian angels that walk with you and are rooting for you to win. We have here star being, healing codes, important information, wounds are healed, recharging. Exactly that. Look, the world is your oyster. You hold the world at the palm of your hand. This is you on a soul level. And imagine you were telling yourself, oh, I'm just an extra. I'm not here to be the main character. And this is you on a soul level. So like your soul has always been looking at your human self sideways. And maybe you have this battle going on with your human self and your soul. Your soul's kind of like, what? Speak for yourself. Like, we're supposed to be this. You're supposed to shine. Not only just shine, like you're here to be a healer because healing keeps coming through. A lot of you are very, very powerful healers. And this is like just in your presence when you're around people, you're very, very healing because of your energy and your connection to your higher self and the Most High God. It's like you emanate this beautiful, warm, healing energy and this vibration, which is obviously why people don't want to let you go. People don't want to see you going on and getting on with your life and moving on up to higher timelines and better things because it means you're not going to be around as much. So they don't have access to the sun, I'm hearing. They won't have access to the sun. A lot of you are a sun when it comes to your lineage, when it comes to your bloodline. What else, Spirit? Can I get a few more cards from this deck? Thank you. We have here Merkaba, number 7. And I thought it was a star at first. This is the Merkaba. So you guys have got into your Merkaba, your light body. You could be very, very connected to Archangel Metatron. And Archangel Metatron, he is the keeper of our soul's blueprint. And of a lot of wisdom when it comes to being a soul, having a human experience. So you guys are really tapping into this now. You're tapping into your Akashic records and your soul's records. It's like you now holding the book, the blueprint. Going back to this card here, like this is what you were looking at. And maybe before you couldn't decode it, you didn't understand what it meant because they're bringing that movie up again, The Knowing. And at first they didn't know what all these numbers meant. And then he started to realise and put it all together. And he realised that these numbers were representing like very significant catastrophic events that were happening, and was realizing there was a big one coming up, and that was the end of the world. That included everyone. And we have here, and obviously right now we are in the end of the world as we know it. There was a split happening. There was a great awakening happening for us to be moving into the new dawn. We have twin. So you guys could be coming into union. Obviously, you're coming into union with yourself. This is the whole part of this journey. You're becoming that whole human being. So your divine masculine, your divine feminine, your light, your dark, your lower nature, your higher nature, it's all coming into union. But also you would then come into union with a divine counterpart or with more of your soul's tribe. And this is the feeling they give, like your twin. You could even meet someone, you joke, like I found my twin. It could also be a doppelganger, because I'm hearing doppelganger. So it could be someone who looks exactly like you or looks very, very similar, like you could be related. You could be like brother and sister. That kind of energy is coming through. But also it's on a soul level. You could feel like you found your twin because they're holding a similar blueprint to you. When it comes to your soul tribe, obviously you're going to be different. They're talking about fingerprints. You have a different fingerprint. You have a different expression of the spark of God that exists within you, that he created you with. But there's something about you being very, very similar, and this is to do with the soul's blueprint. But for some of you, physically, you could look like someone you're about to meet. You know those couples that sometimes people say they look like brother and sister? That's coming through. So maybe some of you guys, like you and your partner, can look like you're related. Maybe people say that and you get annoyed by that. They just want to get a few messages from this deck that I made for myself. So it's got different quotes and like random affirmations on. So what does the collective need to hear? Can I get a few cards from this deck, please, Spirit? This one. This one says, change, transformation, movement, butterfly, 555. I said I was staring at the butterfly on my shirt. You guys could be seeing butterflies everywhere, which obviously I'm hearing spring. That they're representing spring for you guys, that you were moving into your spring. So you could have spent a lot of time on this bridge being like very cold, very lonely, in that hermit mode, in that winter mode. You're moving on out of that now as you go further and further along through the bridge and you're coming into your spring. But there's something about this spring, we're in 2025, or whenever you're watching this, spring that is coming up in summer is going to be very, very significant to these changes that you're going to be seeing about yourself. Can I get one more, please, Spirit? This one. This one says, gatekeeper, walk through the door, you hold the key, sacred vibration, the bee. Exactly that. You guys could be seeing bees everywhere, but obviously bees come out during the summertime. So again, spring, summer, very, very significant. And this is when you're going to take this key that your ancestors are holding you, and they're all huddled around. They're really eager for you to take this key. This key, what it means for all of you is going to be very different, because obviously you're working on different self-mastery. You've been unearthing different wisdoms and different jewels within you. So each one of you is going to be different. But this key is very, very powerful for the door that is going to unlock for you next. For the frequency and vibration it's going to open up for you next. One more, this one. We have shadow work, ego surrender, dark cloud, making space for higher self integration. Exactly that. It's a confirmation of this journey you guys have been on. For a lot of you, been on it for a very, very long time. Like I said in the beginning, I've been on it 15 years now. But some of you won't need to be on it for that long, because you won't have as much to unpack or to work through. So you may even just be on it for like, I'm getting at least 6 months to like 6 months would be the minimum. So not everyone, there's like some people may hear it and be like 15 years, I want me to do this for 15 years. Not all of you will have to. And some of you are already in the middle, because they keep focusing on the middle of the bridge and then towards the end, because I'm seeing people towards the end and you're like legging it now. you're seeing the light and you're like, yep. What else, Spirit? Can I finish off with a few poems, please? Thank you. Some of you guys could be runners. We have here flowers, they whisper to me with stories of beauty and serenity. They hold ancient codes that beam down from the sun. If you gaze at them long enough, you will hear a sweet song. A treat for the garden and home. They shine so bright, a heaven's delight. Lovely, lovely flowers. This is you guys, they're saying. Like, this poem was written for you. You are the sun and you are the flower. You are the sunflower. And you bring a lot of hope and a lot of warmth to other people's lives. So obviously people kind of sometimes cling on to you for dear life sometimes, because you are that powerful energy source. But you need to be having those boundaries up, which you guys have been working on. And you've also been working on your throat, on stepping into your truth and speaking your truth and not being afraid to do so. It's like, even if your voice is cracking and all wobbly. Because when I first started YouTube and I was coming on here, sometimes I would trip over my words a lot, or I wouldn't know how to express what Spirit was showing me clairvoyantly, or what I was hearing. So maybe you guys as well have been on a journey when it comes to like YouTube or like another social media platform. Can I get another poem, please, for the collective? Thank you. This one here says, the sacred flame, anything but a game. Here sacredness is serious, to non-believers a little delirious. Wouldn't you want to stir the pot, even if it meant losing the plot? There's hidden gems in madness, divinity in profanity, God's greatest gift, innocence with a cheeky twist. The unwrapping isn't something you'll want to miss. How else will the surprise jump out and give you a big kiss? Spirit hold a rather long list. These souls are ready to see the magic they hone, unpacked all their baggage and not afraid to leave home. What comes next is a saintly secret well kept. Remembrance is a game that every incarnate has to play. You've almost got a full house. Bingo, I hear spirits shout. Exactly that. And I'm staring at the bingo. Maybe some of you guys recently went to bingo. I'm seeing, like, you know, the game, the board game that you would play as kids, or me and my brother used to play it. Like, memories from, like, childhood keep coming up with a sibling. So maybe you guys have a very, very close bond to a sibling. But we used to play this bingo game. And a lot of the time we would kind of just cheat and just get out the balls and put them out, so we'd get a full house. But you guys, I'm hearing that you've done it the right way. Maybe this was it. There was people in your family who were trying to oversee what you were doing. They were seeing the changes. They were like trying to fast track. They were trying to cut corners. They could have been like spiritual bypassing. You've been doing it the right way. You've played the long game, I'm hearing. But you're about to have a full house. Don't know why I'm showing you that. It's just a poem. Can I get one more poem, please, for the collective to close out this reading? One more poem, please. You guys could be seeing an infinity symbol everywhere. You could also be seeing rope in different shapes. It could be a rope in the heart shape and the infinity symbol. Maybe it's in the shape of numbers. That's coming through for someone. Maybe you work with rope, because now I'm seeing mountains and like hiking. This poem here says, weed and wine are our vices, still connected to God despite this. Negativity isn't welcome here. Demonic activity doesn't bother coming near. When you stand up and face your fears, cleanliness is next to godliness that can't be made any more clear. Dancing with the devil will leave one awfully dishevelled. Rise up and face the sun. Pray with an inner devotion. Live by the heart of a lion. Today the moon is in Leo. If you take a look through the keyhole, you'll see glory, worship and praise. There'll always be brighter days when you walk through struggle with grace. And this is exactly what you guys have done. I love how it mentions the sun again and it mentions the keyhole. So you are about to have that key, which is your self-mastery. You've pulled yourself on up to that vibration, to that frequency. And this is your access. That is the key. When you pull yourself up to a higher vibration, that's the key to quantum leaping. That's the key to changing your reality and your external reality, not just the internal shifts. Because I feel like you guys have got the internal shifts down. You know how to do that. You know how to go through the death and rebirth. You know how to get through a dark night of the soul. But it's just the external shifts is like the last part, because the physical, it always has to play catch up and it's more dense, so it's a bit slower. But your external reality is about to shift. Also with this poem here, again, I wrote this to do with me and my brother. So where I put weed and wine are our vices, this poem was inspired by me and my brother. So I feel like you guys do have a very, very, very strong bond to a sibling. Or maybe, unfortunately, for some of you, could have lost the siblings, but you have this strong bond on the other side. They are your guardian angel. I'm hearing they are also the sun. You're the sun earth side. They're the sun on the other side. But that is all the messages that is coming through today. I hope that did resonate with somebody out there. And I'll see you in another video.